Warsan Shire, a fellow of the Regal Society of Literature, was born in Kenya to Somali parents, raised in London. She is a writer, poet, editor, and teacher. Let's listen this morning as Warsan recites her poem, Home.
Home. No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. You only run for the border when you see the whole city running as well. Your neighbors running faster than you, breath bloody in their throats. And the boy you went to school with who kissed you dizzy behind the old tin factories, holding a gun bigger than his body. You only leave home when home won't let you stay. No one leaves home unless home chases you, fire under feet, hot blood in your belly. And even then, you carry the anthem under your breath, only tearing up your passport in airport toilets, sobbing as each mouthful of paper made it clear that you would not be going back. You have to understand, and no one would put their children in a boat unless the sea is safer than the land. No one burns their palms under trains, beneath carriages. No one spends days and nights in the gallbladder of a truck feeding on newspaper unless the miles traveled means something more than journey. No one crawls under fences, wants to be beaten, wants to be pitied. No one chooses refugee camps or strip searches where your body is left aching, or prison because prison is safer than a city of fire, and one prison guard in the night is safer than 14 men who look like your father. No one could take it, could stomach it. No one's skin would be tough enough. The go home blacks, refugees, dirty immigrants, asylum seekers, sucking our country dry. Niggers with their hands out, they smell strange, savage, messed up their own country, and now they want to mess up ours. How do the words, the dirty looks, roll off your back? And maybe it's because the blow is softer than a limb torn off, or the words are more tender than 14 men between your legs, or the insults are easier to swallow than rubble, than bone, than your child's body in pieces. I want to go home, but home is the mouth of a shark. Home is the barrel of a gun, and no one would leave home unless home chased you to the shore, unless home told you to quicken your legs. Leave your clothes behind, crawl through the desert, wade through the oceans, drown, save, be hungry, beg, forget pride. Your survival is more important. No one leaves home unless home is a sweaty voice in your ear, saying leave, run away from me now. I don't know what I've become, but I know that anywhere is safer than here.
So Kat Wolper is with us this morning virtually, and Lynn Brown is in the sanctuary, and myself, we will be sharing some stories and some poetry. First up, we have Kat with a poem.
This is Tolerate Love or Love Tolerance. The three pieces I'm reading, I wrote all three of them. Tolerance is love's bastard child. Preach indifference too while you're at it. Teach classes on turning a blind cheek. Ignorance is no news. No news is bliss. Forget, with or without forgiveness. Strive for Alzheimer's. Strive for the moon or suffocation among the stars. Why would you love your brother when you can tolerate him, ignore him, forget him? Who needs love anyway? Who wants another brother to keep? 3 is a mob.
So I'm going to share a story myself this morning with all of you. I've been in deep introspection for the last year or so, like most of you, I'm sure. And when I was thinking about this service and what story from my life I wanted to share, there were so many that came to mind. I've been blessed to know so many good people throughout my life, and people that really took the time to understand me and have compassion for what I was going through at different times in my life. And I am sure that that is something that all of us can relate to when we have those moments. So the story I'm going to share, though, just recently happened. My daughter Danae lives in Detroit, and I made a spur of the moment decision to come and visit her for the Thanksgiving holiday. And I'm happy to say that I'm still here. I left Erie early Wednesday morning to catch a train and transferred to a bus in Toledo, Ohio. When the bus left Toledo, it was still early morning and still dark outside. All of us travelers got onto the bus, and I opted to sit up front. I like sitting up front. Detroit was the first of many stops the bus was going to make, so it just made sense for me to sit up front of the bus. The driver got on, she got comfortable in her seat and turned on music before we started making our way. And as a lover of music, I was pretty excited because I thought, well, that's going to make this ride a little more enjoyable. So I snuggled into my seat, got as comfortable as I could on a bus, and anticipating seeing Danae in a little over an hour. It didn't take me long to realize the music she had on was gospel music. I truly don't mind gospel music, but I will listen to it sometimes, but in very small doses. And I was on a trip that would take a little more than an hour. But as I listened and I watched her react to it, you could tell she was very moved by the music that she was listening to. And it became a really uplifting experience for me. The sun was rising in the eastern sky, and it was turning a brilliant shade of pink, and the deep dark blue clouds that were on the horizon made it all the more glorious. And I listened to the music some more. The songs mentioned laying down your burdens, lifting yourself up, lifting up others, fellowship, and making room in your heart for love. All sung so beautifully and so powerfully. I really do appreciate when people are deeply connected to their faith. And as a Unitarian Universalist, I have respect for everyone's responsible search for truth and meaning. I was witnessing her responsible search for truth and meaning. And I felt the interconnected web that was being woven. Did I need anything in that moment, or was I having any kind of struggle in that moment when I was traveling? No, I was not. But that moment, it was not profound or life-changing, but it was a gentle reminder to me that love is universal, and our lives can still be impacted in a way if we open our hearts and minds to the world around us, even during those quiet mornings when everything seems right with the world. And now Kat has another poem for us.
This is Network of Netting. Your network is a circle of people, each holding an edge of your life's fabric. When you need to dive out of the window to escape the fire, it will be us who catch you, each of us taking a portion of your weight.
I was going to bring my notes, and then I realized they were on the back of a grocery receipt, and I thought you wouldn't be impressed. You folks catch me when I fall, and I stumble and fall far more often than I would want to, but I know I can trust the fabric that we weave together with our independent threads. Mine's a really long one. It's 45 years long. That's how long I've been a member here. And others are shorter. But together we make it whole. I know that I am better because I have been here as long as I have. And it's like my mantra when I'm doing housework. And I clean something and I say to myself, well, Lynn, it's better than it was. And that's how I think of my life too. It's because we do the work together. We make it better than it was, better than we could do alone. So, thank you for being my friend. And thank you for being part of this beautiful fabric. Sometimes there are rough edges, there are holes, and there are tears. But overall, we are united and we support each other. That's it.
This is Frey. We do not go through life alone. We are like a rope bound together with ties of love, promise, family, friendship, and each of us are integral in the success of all. When one of us tears off from the others, they are letting someone else fray. When I see someone being selfish, not upholding those around them, I get furious. I want to call them a waste of space, of carbon. I want to smack them around. I think I want to harm them, bring them to their knees, because I see the selfishness in me.
Between rocking the boat and sitting down, between stirring things up and peacefully going along, we find ourselves here in community, each called from many different journeys, many different life paths onto this river road. Some are here because the rocking of the boat has been too much tumult, too much uncertainty, too much pain. Some are here with questions about where the boat is going, how best to steer it, where this journey ends. Others are here as lovers of the journey, lovers of life itself. Here in front, beside, and behind, each a passenger, each a captain, doing the best we can. Rest here in your boat with me, river calls. Listen to how I flow, the sound of life coursing all around you. Let the current hold you. Let the current guide you. The river that gently flows through your soul whispers, come, let us worship.